The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark of this sprawling metropolis. We're coming to you from Southern California. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sidelines. We welcome 8-time All-NBA first-team player Shaquille O'Neal. And it probably could have been about 15 first year, right?
It probably could have been about 15, but you know, I was doing rap videos and didn't come into training camp and shit. I just really didn't care at the time. But anyway, good to be here with you, Kevin. Greg, David. We'll see about Chris. You know what they used to say about the old Shaq, so he's out of shape. He's only averaging 29, but he's so out of shape.
He's out of shape. A moment here now to see the numbers for Derrick Rose.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, thank you very much. What a great comeback story for Derrick Rose. His resilience over the years of injuries has been rewarded. He says everybody struggles. People pretend like they don't. My down days were on TV, so I couldn't hide. The whirlwind I was in, I always stayed calm. I think that's just part of who I am. It's my character. Kevin?
Good insight there, Dave. Thank you. So many outstanding players in the league today, perhaps dizzying for the casual fan. Shaq, any up-and-coming players that they should take note of? The fans are asking you, who should I keep my eye on? What would you tell them?
Well, Greg played with his father. I played against him in some tough battles. Well, the older him, because the younger Sabonis was a monster. But Domantas Sabonis, he's a nightly double-double, great skill, strong in equal measure. Don't forget about Pascal Siakam.
Rock'em Siakam.
Rock'em Siakam. And Brandon Ingram. You know, he's really coming on with this fresh new start.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Barrett and Randall are in the forward positions. Reggie Bullock is out there with Peyton, and it's Noel in at center. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Caruso in at the point guard. And here is Peyton. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And the 6'4", 485-pound Peyton certainly has a unique skill set. Also wants to keep improving as a leader.
New York shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Peyton. Here's Drummond. James outside. It's rebounded by New York. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
In that kind of environment, every point matters. The bench was a huge reason why they won that one.
That one drops for him. You think back, some of the best centers ever to patrol the paint wore a Lakers jersey. And go right on down the line, Shaq. What did it mean to carry on that big man tradition with that franchise?
Well, I knew no matter what I did at the Laker franchise, I was going to be number 4. George Mikan, rest in peace. Wilt Chamberlain, rest in peace. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just wanted to be in those categories, and I think I am number 4.
Well, you're humble, but, I mean, there's very little separation with those 4 players.
Listen,
putting
the end
Shaq
of the
in
day,
that group. Right?
Shaq's
Come
an
on.
all-time great,
Absolutely.
and he knows it. But in all fairness, as are those guys. And I always tell people it's not fair to try to compare eras. You can only dominate what's in front of you, and all 4 of those guys have dominated.
I like that. I'm gonna have to.
You can use that.
No, I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna take it.
No, I already patented.
No.
I got that patented, baby.
Well, I own the patent company. Terrific anticipation from Davis. The pass is there, and he finishes it with style.
And the pass to Bullock. To the inside. Here's Randall. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper.
And, you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And they double up Davis. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got his second bucket.
You got to put a body on Davis or he will wreak havoc on the offensive glass.
Passes it to Barrett. Now Bullock. Pass to Barrett. Davis with some nice D.
They're struggling here early. 1 for 5 now. The D has them bottled up so far.
For 3, Caldwell Pope. A second chance effort. And James with the nice bucket inside. James has got 6 points.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
It's Noel atop the key. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Barrett, no good.
He's forcing things a little bit in this quarter, settling for shots that he'd be better off passing them.
Shaq, having played for 19 years, you went head-to-head with some of the all-time greats. Who stands out as the toughest opponent you ever faced on the floor?
Let me see, Alonzo Mourning for my first couple years. Then I made it to the big times. It would be Akeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, David Robinson when I got to the West Coast. And there was a gentleman by the name of Yao Ming. And for guards and wingmen, let's see, Jordan, LeBron, Allen Iverson, Greg Anthony, Plastic Man, Stacey Altman. And
Wayback Machine.
You got to throw Larry Johnson in that mix, too.
So a UNLV taste to
Yes,
it.
I do.
For some of these incredible names you just rattled off. Now here's Peyton. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Good on the bucket.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And here are the Lakers. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Caruso, coming off a solid outing against Phoenix. Here's Davis, and they double up Davis. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
So it's the Lakers now. Shot clock at 5. Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
You cannot leave someone on LeBron James' team open. You just asked him to get hurt, Kevin.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
Now, taking a look at some stats for Julius Randle. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. Right around 25 points per, 9 rebounds, then 4 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others. Now
here's Peyton. with the teardrop, and Davis sends it back.
At the defensive end, few big men can cover as much territory as Davis.
Kept alive. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option. And Shaq, your kids are getting to the age where they're on everyone's radar as prospects. Talk about the role that you play in that process.
I tell them that I can help them through recruitment so they make informed decisions. But, you know, ultimately the choices are their own. I told them that, yes, I am your father, but when we talk about certain things, I'm not your father, I am your advisor.
And how has it gone so far? Like in the very first parts of you going through this process, how's that gone?
Well, I like to live the deja vu process. You know, the same thing that my father did for me. I do the same thing for my kids. I just tell them, hey, you make the decision, and I'll either tell you it's a good decision, it's a bad decision, but I'll have to ultimately, you know, respect what you say. So I just try to stay out of the way.
That's great honesty. So he gets them both.
You know, from one big man to another, I think Davis is doing everything right. He's the epitome of a modern big, and frankly, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Now here's Payton. Noel passes to Bullock. Some nice passing by New York here. New York, no good that time either. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for Los Angeles. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Payton, right side. Here's Randall. And that one is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
Well, nowadays, the three-point shot is huge. They were on fire from outside.
Here's Davis. Knicks with the rebound.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the layup.
Here's Payton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Andre Drummond. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. 12th in rebounding, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And you mentioned how powerful he is on the boards, going full throttle at both ends every play, really helping his team compete for wins. The first one falls. Wesley Matthews checked in for Los Angeles. And New York making a change here. Boy, on your highlight reel, Shaq, so many incredible plays. But if you had to select one play that you'd call your favorite, do you have it?
Glad you asked me that question. My favorite moment in Orlando was going coast to coast in Orlando.
Yeah, that's right.
I dunked on Dave Robinson in the All-Star game. When I destroyed the rim at the Meadowlands. So
I was thinking of the alley-oop from Kobe when you guys got us in Game 7, the year you won your first title. That was a play I didn't like.
Well, you should have rotated on defense then.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And that one drops for him.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Pass to Davis. Outside Matthews. The pass to James. The kick out to Matthews. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Payton against LeBron. He lobs it up. Now here's LeBron. He has 6. Passes it to Caruso. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. Knicks trail by 6. Payton with the ball. He has 6. Gibson looking it over. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Davis. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Chalk up 2 there. And it's an 8-point Los Angeles lead.
Big man like Davis have great perspective on the floor, able to find the wide open man.
Barrett against Davis. Now Barrett. Clock at 6. From deep 3-point range, and James pulls it down. James has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Knicks trail by 8. And Davis sends it back.
And you see how the Browns led the league in swats. Not only the wingspan, but the awareness.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from 3-point land. Nothing yet going outside.
And Shaq, you played an incredible 19 NBA seasons. When you think about the most passionate and most impressive fan base around the league, who stands out?
Well, listen, New York, Boston fans, their passion, their knowledge. Golden State has loyalty through the years of losing. And then you got to go with L.A. You know, they got the gigantic fan base, all the superstars that come, Denzel, Jack Nicholson, Adam Sandler.
What about Portland, like a mid-sized market like Portland, where it's the only game in town?
I never really paid attention to Portland because Portland was a dangerous team. We really had to concentrate, so I wasn't focusing on who was in the stands.
I like that. I like that.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
A different look for New York. Toppin, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Burks comes in for Barrett. And it's Rose in for Payton. And here's Rose. He had 25 points in the win against the Clippers.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the chart.
Lakers leading by 10. James with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. Burks against James. Feeds it to Drummond. Drummond is double. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the Lakers with possession here. Back to Harrell. Just 4 to shoot. From deep. James misses. Knicks trail by 10. Rose looking around. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he didn't.
Now here's James. 6 points for him. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
I like when James forces the defense to act. They rarely have an answer for him.
Well, you look up at the rafters here at Staples Center. All the banners, and Shaq, you helped raise some of them. Was there a pressure in playing for a franchise like this that has got such a great history of championship basketball?
You know, this is the kind of pressure you want, because I was raised up of the mind state that pressure is when you don't know where your next meal is coming from. So I knew there was some greats that played before me, and I just wanted to be mentioned with some of the greats.
And
so
that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? He is definitely mentioned with some of the greats.
Yes, he
Shaq
is.
had a great ride and did an incredible job playing for the Lakers.
Both free throws good from James.
now, even in the later stages of his career, Kevin, James is just focused on one thing. That's winning as many championships as he can.
Now here's Rose. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. It doesn't go for him. Los Angeles leading by 12. In the corner, it's James. And LeBron throws it down hard.
Showing everyone how it's done. Dunk contest. That's 10s across the board, Kevin.
On its way from Rose for two. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Los Angeles has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. On the wing, James. Burks covering. Here's Drummond. Pass to Horton Tucker. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. One shot on the way. Here's Drummond. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
The dish to Gibson. Kicks it to Rose. Back to Gibson. Quickly. Buries it from three-point range. He has 5.
And from beyond the arc, he puts a stop to that 12-0 run by Los Angeles.
LeBron against Burks. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Taj Gibson picks one up.
You better have some more excitement in your voice, Kevin. He's a force inside. When James has good position, the D has to compromise. Shooting 2.
Free throw good, James.
Well, the GOAT watch continues. Every year, every accomplishment goes into the analysis. I mean, LeBron will probably never be able to escape it.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Morris is checked in for Drummond. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for Wesley Matthews. And James drills them both. Knicks trail by 15. Here is Rose. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Just 5 on the clock. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back right after this. Recently, we had a chance to speak with R.J. Barrett about what was a trying first year.
I hate losing, but at the end of the day, it's part of the game. And I feel like you could learn more from a loss than you can from a win. And my teammates have been great. The whole organization has been great. We just, you know, whatever happens, we've kind of been sticking together and going through it all together, so that's been good.
And Barrett, a guy who's accustomed to winning, at least as an amateur grip.
I mean, he won a championship in high school, could have won one in his only year of college. He's going to be a driving force for the organization to get better.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Lakers enjoying a nice lead here.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question, it's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So the Lakers 5 right now. Morris is out there with Harrell. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 2 guard. And stolen by Harrell. And they're moving it up. Got a piece of it. Here's Horton Tucker. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Rose kicks to Burks. Puts it up from 12. Count it. Burks has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Knicks.
And Shaq, you were the winner of 4 NBA titles. If you had to choose the one that meant the most, which one would it be?
I would say my first one with the Lakers was special. No, capping out the three-peat. Also with the Lakers was winning in Miami.
Really?
Winning
that
in
was
Miami.
it.
Because I got traded, and you guys, well, not Kevin, but you, Greg, you were counting me out. Oh, Shaq's going to get to Miami and do more rap videos. And we all know Shaq doesn't like to come in shape. He's not going to be in shape. But you know, they put me through that rigorous program. And with the great D-Wade, he was able to win one of them.
And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. Knicks trail by 15. To the middle. Here's Gibson. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's checked in for James. Lakers leading by 12. Horton Tucker, the pass to Caldwell-Pope. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Harrell. That one falls. And the Lakers lead by 14.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Now here's Noel. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Rose up on top, covered by Morris. Rose can't hit.
If he'd been even halfway decent today, the score would be a lot different, but he can't get anything to fall.
Kuzma inside. Burks covering. Buries the long-range jumper. And Tucker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Knicks. 17-point game. They host the Spurs after this one. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Now here's Rose. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
Well, Rose will generate points in any situation. Here he does it by feeding a wide-open man.
Here's Horton Tucker. Following the score by Taj Gibson. Kuzma outside. Here's Harrell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Burks. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, G.A., I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
That free throw, no good. Randall's checked in for New York. Barrett comes in for Burks. And he's good on the second. Knicks trail by 16. Outside Rose. Makes it off the glass. Rose has got his first bucket in this one.
Well, that's the burst that fans love to see from Rose. He's got a knack for blowing by defenders.
Caruso kicks to Kuzma. Pass to Harrell. Caldwell-Pope outside. The feed to Davis. Not going to go that time. Randall with some nice D. The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. The pass to Rose. Shot from free throw range. And the Knicks good for 2.
mean, that's almost effortless for Rose. Defenses can't be pleased that they allowed that look.
Caruso looking for an opening. Pass to Harrell. The 11-footer. Randall grabs the board. Knicks trail by 12. Now here's Bullock. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 6. High arcing shot, and Noel throws it down.
Oh, man, the basketball IQ of Rose on display. I mean, it's just excellent work breaking down the D in the pick and roll.
Here's Caruso. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Outside for Caldwell Pope. The Lakers rebound. Davis. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Davis has got 12 in the game. Rose passes to Barrett. The kick out to Rose from deep. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 7 rebounds in the game. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's number 2 on him already. A third foul before the half, and he may be grabbing some pine.
And the Lakers making a change here. Matthews is checked in, and New York with a change here too. Payton's checked in. Caldwell Pope outside. Sinks the triple. Caldwell Pope's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And Caldwell Pope can be a volume three-point shooter, meaning when he gets a lot of attempts from there, he can fill it up from downtown.
Here's Payton. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. On the free throw, no good.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And Davis puts it in.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off. And the D struggling to keep up.
Here's Payton. And Davis sends it back. Caldwell Pope with it. Now Payton defending. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
If I had to pick one man in today's NBA to control the offensive glass for me, Drummond might be that guy.
Timeout. New York calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Let's now go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The Lakers in 5th.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Credit the D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Noel against Caldwell Pope. Pass to Drummond. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now here's Payton. He's got 8. The Knicks shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Payton. Los Angeles leading by 17. Caldwell Pope outside. He kicks to Davis. Matthews passes to Drummond. And the rejection by Noel. Yeah, it's stolen by Barrett. Here's Payton. And the dunk by Payton.
Great activity there from Barrett. When he ups his intensity on defense, he's a difference maker.
Outside Matthews. Pass to Drummond. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
First trip to the line for him here.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
I mean, come on. This guy is a walking nightly double-double threat. Andre Drummond's bruising power on both ends really makes an impact.
And both free throws good for Drummond. So Payton will bring it up for the New York Knicks. Trailing by 17. The pass to Noel. Kicks to Barrett. 6 to shoot. It's in, and hoping this is the start of a new trend. 2 for 8 now from the field.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
Drummond is double. Outside for Davis. The 3. He can't hit that time. And New York will come the other way. Back to Payton. Quickly. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Poke loose. Payton looking around. That one, no good. Good D by Matthews. Los Angeles leading by 15. Offensive rebound. Drummond off with the layup. The Knicks shooting 53% in the second quarter. Good ball movement, yielding good looks. Dishes it to Payton. New York needs to get off a shot. Rebound Andre Drummond. LA's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. Shaq, thanks for coming by. Entertaining as always. Happy to have you on the program. You have an open share anytime you want to join us.
Anytime, Kevin. My pleasure. Whenever you guys need me, just give me a call. If I'm not doing Icy Hot Krispy Kreme or the Journal Insurance, you just give me a call.
Other than that, you'll be free?
Yeah, I'll be free.
That's good to know. You know, Greg, there are good players, and there are great players, and there are superstars. And then there's Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, he once said he'd like to be known as
The Big Aristotle.
because Aristotle said, excellence is not a singular act, it's a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Well, Shaq's lived by that on and off the court.
Los Angeles leading by 15. James with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. James against Burks. The drive by James, and stolen by Noel. Quickly. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
Scoreless quarter for him. I mean, you can see by his body language that he's getting discouraged. One of the guys who only has one mode. I mean, aggressive and explosive presence at all times.
Passes it to Burks. Over Morris. Rebounded by the Lakers. Davis has got 8 rebounds in this game. Pass to Horton Tucker. Pass to James. Sinks that one from the post. LeBron's got 18 points.
And James is used to scoring through contact. Doesn't matter what the D throws out.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
I mean, they was important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot, and we got our offensive rebounds too as well. Get us some second chance at the basket and just keep working hard.
Well, you made it work in the first half, KCP. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Kenny Smith. And now, kicked back to the studio set after his brief tryout alongside Kevin and crew. The big fella, Shaquille O'Neal. Were you aware it was a tryout?
Well, that was great for them.
When's the last time you ever had to try out?
I've never had to try out, but it was great. I just want to let you guys know I'm listening.
Wow, it's nice of them to have you, and they can have you back.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave right now, then, Kenny.
Okay,
I feel that way.
That's why you feel that way about us.
I'm just saying, I miss him. I miss you guys too, but I miss him.
Don't let the door hit you, big fella.
Oh, wow.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And New York, looking at who they've got, filling out the wings are Bullock and Barrett. Noel is out there with Randall, and it's Payton in at the point. Here's Caruso. Now the pass to LeBron. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Here's Davis. Drummond trying to get himself free. The double clutch. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
James is a workhorse down deep. When he's close to the basket, you got to wrap him up.
And LeBron James still the face of the league as he goes into his mid-30s. The impact he's had on this sport is really immeasurable.
Come on, Jay. I mean, he's one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. I mean, it's scary to think that LeBron can still turn it on and take over when he needs to. And you know what? Playoff LeBron is a very real thing.
That one is off. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Now, here's Bullock. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Hits the three-point bomb.
Showing improvement in that aspect of his game. Barrett wants to get better firing off the catch.
LeBron outside. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Here's Davis, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Davis has got 16 points.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Payton kicks to Bullock. Passes to Randall. From 8 feet away, he drops it in. Randall's got his second basket of the night.
Becoming more and more comfortable with the J. Randall squaring up there nicely.
LeBron dishes to Drummond. It's good. And the Lakers lead by 19.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Down low. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. For New York, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Noel. And the Lakers with possession here. They led the game at 1 point by 20. James against Barrett. LeBron is doubled. Here's Caruso. Oh, good on the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Barrett. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Nice pump fake there. Barrett isn't all effort and athleticism. He pays attention to his craft.
The Knicks have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And what you like about Barrett is his all-around game, a versatile guard / forward who wants to keep improving.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's LeBron, who's got 19. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Caldwell Pope outside. And a miss there on the triple. Knicks trail by 15. Barrett the pass to Peyton. And here's Bullock from the arc. Shot clock reset for the Knicks. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Andre Drummond.
The blocks just aren't coming for him nearly as much as they were a few years ago. I think he's lost a little something in terms of that intimidation factor and that ability to change a game with his interior defense, and that's too bad.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Gibson. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. And it's Rose with the ball for New York. 17-point game. He feeds it to Randall. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And a physical presence is former Kentucky Wildcat Julius Randle. But he's got some mobility to go along with it, able to move and attack in transition.
It's his first trip to the line.
Yeah, it's good to see him with his free throw percentage up over 80.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Randall. You know, people have talked about Julius Randle's game. He's a power driver, isn't he, Greg? I mean, the guy just bulldozes all the way in.
I like that phrase, Kev. You know, very fluid for his size. A pretty good ball handler and passer. I think his shooting is where he's still filling in the gaps.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Los Angeles. All free throws good from Randall.
And we've seen Randall flourish with more responsibility. He's in his prime and playing his best ball right now.
Pass to Kuzma. Pass to Harrell. Kicks it out to James. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. And James pulls it down. LeBron's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Caldwell Pope against Rose. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have the lead anyway.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Now here's Kuzma. Randall with some nice D.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can. I mean, I don't always like the 3 on the fast break, but the D was set up well inside.
Lakers leading by 14. There's the pass to Caruso. Rose with some nice D. New York's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Barrett, no good. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The 10-footer, and he makes that one. James has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You got to be in awe, James, an offensive juggernaut. It's caught fire here tonight.
Kuzma against Rose. Inside. Here's Randall. That one wide left. Lakers have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And see, Webb, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope changing his approach before last season. He knew he wouldn't need to take on as much of a scoring responsibility.
Yeah, and what a team player, GA. I mean, KCP rededicated himself to defense. He tries to do more with less touches now. And that's the mindset you need to have playing with stars going for a championship.
First free throw is good.
And Caldwell-Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. He just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
And Caldwell-Pope drops them both. And here are the Knicks now. They trail by 18. Rose dishes to Barrett. To the paint. Here's Randall. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
The big body, the way Randall moves, draws a lot of fouls.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Randall. And the Lakers with some changes. Horton Tucker's checked in. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And here is Los Angeles now. They led the game at one point by 20. Matthews with the bounce pass. Here's James. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
And no one can really compete defensively with LeBron's athleticism. I mean, his strength, just too much to match up with.
Rose against Matthews. And it's good for 2. Rose has got 6 points.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
LeBron passes to Horton Tucker. Kuzma outside. Passes it to Matthews. 6 on the shot clock. Harrell down low. Working on Gibson. And Matthews gets it to go.
And he is not shy about pulling the trigger from downtown. Matthews has the eye and the confidence from three-point range that you just love to see.
Now here's Gibson. He's got 6. Here's Rose. And again, it's New York.
And he's not going to pass up that one. And trust me, he shouldn't. He's solid from that in-between.
Rose against Matthews. He kicks it to James. LeBron is doubled. Here's Kuzma. Off target from outside. Knicks trail by 17. Feeds it to Barrett. Tipped away. Kuzma with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Inside. Here's Harrell. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Rose up on top. He's covered by Matthews. Here's Randall. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Rose has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Great recognition from Randall, seeing an opportunity to rise and fire and making use of it.
Now here's Matthews. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And Tucker's got 6 points.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
New York calls timeout. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's been a force inside. If they don't commit more bodies down low, he's going to keep destroying them in the paint.
Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. And then for New York. Toppin, he's checked in for Randall. And it's Burks in for R.J. Barrett. New York moving it around. Pass to Burks from the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Harrell, that's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, the speed of Rose's drive is tough to counter. The defender gets a little overeager and fouls him.
And as he gets older, we've seen Derrick Rose coming out of his shell a bit more. Early in his career, he was wary of strangers and the media.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And growing up, Derrick Rose protected by his family from the dangers of Chicago. Then, Greg, after starring at the University of Memphis, he was drafted by his hometown Bulls.
Anointed a savior from day one. And you talk about a life under the microscope. Sports writers picking him apart, rabid fans wanting a piece. In a lot of ways, it's probably better for him not playing in Chicago.
Yeah, and Derrick Rose, Kevin, with a new beginning after knee injuries derailed his career. He said, look, if load management had been around back then, he might still be a Chicago Bull.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
And Derrick Rose, the youngest ever MVP in 2011. And it was the subsequent year that he sustained that first knee injury.
If you think back, he was playing over 40 minutes a night on a regular basis, and their team had 2-hour practices, tough ones, on off days. And so how can you keep up that type of demand on your body? Teams now tend to be more cautious with the burden they put on players.
No good on the free throw. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
And he sinks the second. Chris, you played for 5 different teams in your career and a number of different coaches. As you look back, what percentage of great coaching is X's and O's? And what percentage is just inspiring your players and getting them motivated?
X's and O's are probably the most important. You need a coach that can adapt his system to the players on his team, to the teams that are coming up, that can adjust in coaching style. And so I definitely think as far as that, the coaching, the skill set and the play calling is definitely important. And I think motivation has a part to play as well.
So here's Burks following the basket by Anthony Davis. Great D that time from James. Los Angeles leading by 22.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense. And as he's aged in the league, Anthony Davis's offense has changed. It now much more of a face-up player.
Well, and that's where his game's been headed. His shot has improved, and he can step out to the three, facing up and letting him use his burst. Lets him maximize what he can do.
New York's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Burks kicks to Payton. Over James. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Lakers. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. And they double up James. And the wide-open shot from Morris. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got 6 assists now in the game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Noel. To halt the run. Rebounded by the Lakers. And there's a minute 45 left here in the third quarter. Here's Horton Tucker. He doesn't hit that one. The Knicks go the other way with it. Now Burks. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. That shot off. LA's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Matthews up top. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, easy call.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
Two shots. Last on the first.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Matthews. 1:16 left to play in the third. And there's the pass to Noel. He dishes it to Payton. The feed to Toppin. Trying to get something going, and it's good on the layup. Toppin's got his first basket.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
To the inside, Morris. And Morris throws it down.
On offense, Davis keeps his head up and maintains awareness. That's how he spots a wide-open man.
Burks looking around. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
Clearly a foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
In examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for LeBron. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for New York. Both shots good from the stripe. And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Caruso. He's got 7. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Obi Toppin.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
And did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
Two.
No good on that one. That one is no good. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Payton. And Davis sends it back. Pass to Horton Tucker. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Burks. Wide open. Good on the jump shot. Burks has got 6.
Didn't really need to put himself off balance like that, but hey, I mean, he'll take it.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He has been a determined scorer today. 29 points altogether for him. And I think there's more where that came from. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Here's Caruso. They've got Morris. Also, Marc Gasol is up. And it's McKinney in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. He gets that one.
Oh, I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Knox. Chris, today's coaches have a different way to get through to their players compared to some coaches of the past.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, this culture is different. Guys don't want to be yelled at when they're giving their all. They want to try to find a solution instead of getting emotional about it. So I think, yeah, the emotional aspect at some point has been alleviated. And I think guys want to enjoy going to work every day and having a boss that they can discuss and figure out. I don't think the NBA is any different.
Here's Ntilikina following the basket by Markieff Morris. Here's Burks. Here's Pell. Rejected by Gasol.
Wow. Trying to challenge Gasol. Big-time two-way player. He gets it done on both ends.
McLemore, the pass to Morris. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass to Burks. On baseline, Jay. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Here's Knox. That's tipped. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
It's good.
Oh, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Here's Caruso. And this next draft, Chris, expected to be the last year of the one-and-done rule. Do you approve of the league once again letting high schoolers be drafted?
Well, yeah, I think if we're finally catching back up with the world, if a man can do the various things that you could do after turning 18, why would you be allowed to go to a job and make money for your family? So, yeah, I definitely think it's the right thing to do.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And he knocks down the first one.
That's what they want to see from him, attacking, getting whistles, and maybe causing some foul trouble.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Kuzma's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Knicks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. The pass to Burks. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
That's his fourth personal foul. At the line of the Knicks, Alec Burks. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Chris, we know the business of basketball is red hot. Franchise values are skyrocketing. And not only that, Chris, the NBA is America's most popular sport among those 34 and younger.
Well, yeah, it was cool, Kevin. That bodes well for the future, right? It wouldn't surprise me in the next decade or so if the NBA became the premier sport league in the U.S.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Kuzma outside. To the middle, McLemore, and McLemore slams it in.
And the spectacular athleticism of McLemore, really coasting to the cup and finishing with some real style.
Ntilikina passes to Toppin. Passes it to Pell. A shot by Burks, nobody around. New York, no good that time either.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Now, here's Burks. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Pell. 5 on the clock. Over Gasol. And it's Pell missing.
Now, look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
Gasol looking around, and they call an illegal screen here.
That's one of the few mistakes they've made tonight. They've limited turnovers. That's helped them grow this lead and keep it.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Toppin. New York shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by McLemore.
Nice work on the glass, but his defense was even better. Really has an impact on that shot.
The shot's good from Kuzma.
Takes some strength to finish through that kind of contact, and Kuzma's definitely put in his share of work in the weight room.
Ntilikina passes to Pell. Down low. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Ntilikina's got his first basket of the night. Lakers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Gasol passes to Caruso. In the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg, the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, you know, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
Good on both. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. Pass to Knox. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Not afraid to get roughed up a little inside. Ntilikina got to appreciate the fearless attitude.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Chris, you look at last year's all-defensive first-teamers, 4 out of 5 of those guys were 6'10" or taller. Clearly, size is an advantage.
Yeah, size or at least length. I mean, long arms, you know, with that comes block steals and deflections. You know, as long as you can move your feet, though, bigger is better.
He hits both from the stripe.
And the French native has already made an impact. Ntilikina is a young guard who plays with confidence and purpose.
Here's Caruso. Kuzma inside.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that was a stunner.
Burks can't get it to go. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor, and it's blocked. And the pass to Ntilikina. And he comes up with the deuce. Ntilikina's got 6 points in the quarter.
Fleshing out his offensive game over time, Ntilikina wants to keep improving in the paint.
Kuzma outside. There's the dish to Gasol. It's blocked. Here's Ntilikina. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. We know, Greg, the NBA is full of superstars, yet you can foul out of the game after 6 personal fouls, and some have suggested instead just tacking on an extra free throw when a player commits their 6th+ foul, and then they can stay in the game.
You know, I think something along those lines could make sense. No doubt it's tough to see the marquee player riding the bench because it's not just the 6th foul, right? In some coaches, you pick up 2 in the first quarter, you're done for the quarter. You pick up a 3rd in the second, you're done for the half.
Yes.
So I would like to see something, but I think it's got to also be fair. Maybe you get free throws and another possession. Maybe something along those lines might be in the best interest of the game.
I like that. Now, here's Kuzma. McLemore with the ball. Here's Caruso. Good on the three-point shot. Caruso's got 12 points in just the second half.
Strange game for him. Barely made any noise in the first half, and here in the second, he's been everywhere.
Marcus Gasol picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for New York.
Reggie Bullock.
Launches a 3. A rebound by the Lakers. McKinney kicks to Gasol. Lakers passing it around. Now here's Kuzma. D right on him. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role. Tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets, and he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball.
He's off on the first. Greg, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and what was like go on the floor to what we're seeing now when there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend. And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. You know, eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in that sense, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man. And these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Gibson. Both good from the line that time. And when rookies come in, there's a lot to learn, especially managing money. And, Chris, the league is trying to help players manage those large salaries.
Well, players have great resources now that are available to them. And so it's great that the league has lended a hand and said, hey, if you need any help, don't be afraid to reach out.
And so it's New York with it, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma. Here's Ntilikina. The shot comes out. Kuzma with the defensive effort. Left side Gasol. Back to Kuzma. Shot clock at 6. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Finishes the break with a slam.
Loves to push the pace when the break is on. Ntilikina taking full advantage.
Caruso, the pass to Kuzma. Gasol with it. Shoots a fader. Rebounded by Knox. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Marcus Gasol.
Two shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Morris is checked in for the Lakers. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Burks is checked in. And so he makes both from the line. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Gasol up top. Morris against Burks. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep, and he can definitely lock you up on D as well.
Markieff Morris. 2 shots.
Free throw good for Morris. Some changes for the Lakers. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Gasol. James comes in for Alfonso McKinney. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Ben McLemore. And Morris drops them both. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Now Rose. Barrett finds Randall. Fades away. And that one, good. Randall's got 11 points here in just the second half. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Now, here is Morris. Here's Caruso. Clock at 4. Here's Davis. LeBron trying to free himself up. And Davis gets it to go. Davis has got 20 points.
Well, Davis has built a habit of rising to the occasion, so I'm not surprised by his bailout right there.
Rose against James, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you know what? Very close to a 3-point play right there.
Derrick Rose at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Rose.
I mean, and the resiliency Rose has shown throughout his career, it's inspiring. I mean, he's someone that just universally is loved by the fans of this game.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Marc Gasol's checked in for Anthony Davis. Alfonso McKinney comes in for James. And it's Ben McLemore in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That one falls, so he hits both of them. There's 1:47 left in the 4th quarter. Inside, here's Gasol. It's deflected. Passes it to McKinney. Stolen by Rose. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. Shoots. And the shot is long. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Lakers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly
the better team in just about every single category.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for LeBron.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team. Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Here's Caruso. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Morris outside, 6 to shoot. No good on the 3. Bullock dishes to Rose. Pass to Ntilikina. Fires from deep. No good that time. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony, a great team victory. What was most satisfying to you about the win tonight?
We just played hard. We just played for each other. The ball was moving, wasn't sticking, and guys made the right plays. And that's what we've been doing all night, all season, and I'm just glad we came out with the win.
Well, it was a great win, man. Appreciate your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.